We may be getting a second huge economic bill this summer, and it all comes down to some very simple math.
1 + 1 + 1 equals somehow less inflation.
Well, last week, actually, Jack and I were telling you about the kumbaya moment of the Senate, right, Jack? Kumbaya.
Lion King 2, Return of Rafiki.
Yeah, well, that kumbaya moment was the Senate passing the CHIPS and Science Act. It was a bipartisan opportunity.
Boom! Nick, before the ink is dry on that bill for Made in USA computer chips, we have another huge economic bill coming through the pipeline.
Behold, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Still a working title.
Not exactly bipartisan, though.
No, it's not.
This bill is going to require every Democratic vote in the Senate because not a single Republican is supporting it.
So it's not a kumbaya kind of a bill, but it looks like it might pass anyway.
Now, this bill is actually huge. So we boiled it down to a simple 1 + 1 + 1 because we all know math.
The first thing this bill added, the first one, was the biggest gift to the electric car industry in years.
Funny thing, when you look at the, what's it called?
The logs?
The logs of the White House. Who is the top CEO to visit the White House this administration?
The top CEO visiting the White House so far in this administration? It's General Motors, GM.
That's because GM has a goal, they've stated publicly, to be a 100% electric car company by 2035.
And it looks like whatever croissants they were bringing to those monthly visits to the White House, looks like they're paying off.
Because with this bill, if it passes, every new electric car made in North America is going to get a coupon from the federal government for $7,500 off.
We repeat, every electric car is getting $7,500 off. This is like a Oprah deal.
And this bill would also make Tesla eligible again for federal subsidies for EVs.
And that's not all. It also includes an unprecedented subsidy for the first time ever for used electric cars.
That 2006 Prius, Nick?
It's a classic.
It's now $4,000 off if this bill gets passed.
Okay, so all the electric cars are scooting around happy. Jack, what's the second thing that this big bill adds?
The biggest tax increase in years via a minimum corporate tax rate.
So even if Corporation Inc. manages to jump through a few tax loopholes, that company still has to pay at least 15% in taxes.
And the third thing this bill would add to the economy is it would let Medicare negotiate for prescription drugs.
Which is bad for the pharmaceutical industry if your thitastrosol costs less, but it's great for taxpayers who may have that thing on their thigh.
1 + 1 + 1, 3 huge things added to this economy.
But also one thing didn't quite add up here. So Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies who are this big inflation bill?
This bill is a branding exercise.
Yeah, it is. The biggest electric vehicle subsidy, the biggest corporate tax increase, the biggest cut in prescription drug prices. That's a lot of biggest.
That's why it's a head scratcher that this bill's title is the Inflation Reduction Act.
Technically, this bill is anti-inflation. It reduces prices because it pulls more money out of the economy than it puts into the economy.
That's right. This isn't a spending bill like the ones that got us in trouble. This bill takes in more money through taxes and savings than it spends.
Wait, we should back up. Why is it really called the inflation bill, Jack?
It's really called the Inflation Reduction Act because of politics.
Because of politics.
Inflation is the #1 concern on people's minds, according to every poll everywhere.
The reality is, Jack and I can tell you, this isn't going to reduce prices meaningfully. Like your $9 latte, it's still going to be $9.
But the Senate knows that stopping inflation is great branding as they approach the midterm elections.
1 + 1 + 1 equals something we need to rebrand.
Thanks for T-Boying with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for Pop Biz every day.